What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again in a bit of a different location, my office. Don't ask me why I'm in my office on a Saturday. I had things I needed to do, so decided I'd quickly do this review for you. You damn fucking right I watched the game on my phone. You damn right I watched the game on my phone. But anyway, basically, let's talk about the Arsenal game. Yeah, it was decent. Got the result, got the win. I knew it was going to be a tight game. I told you guys it would be a tight game. I did think we'll keep a clean sheet because Newcastle don't really have that kind of prolific guy. Ironically, the guy they should have had, Mitrovic, is killing it for Fulham at the moment, even though Fulham did lose 3-0 today, but he's banging in goals for Fulham. They sure can do with a striker like Mitrovic. That's for damn sure. Well, let's talk about the game itself. It kind of played out how I expected it to play out. Yeah, it was. The first half was kind of shocking. Their best chances really fell to them. You know what? Before I talk about the game, let's talk about the starting lineup. So he went with the exact same team against Cardiff, which disappointed a lot of people. I mean, people were pissed that Cech was starting, and people were pissed that Guendouzi was starting. And it's not so much anything against Guendouzi, but more about the fact that he started Guendouzi and Xhaka again. And he's just not starting Torreira. Incidentally, I wouldn't mind seeing a midfield three of Guendouzi, Xhaka, and Torreira just anchoring these guys. You know, it just wasn't a particularly interesting first half. It kind of played out how I expected it to. They kind of set up to counter us a lot of the time. They put a lot of fast wingers, Joselu and, gosh, I've forgotten their other fucking winger, just causing Bellerin and Monreal problems. I thought as the game got on, both of our wing backs did get better. But especially in the early stages, they were just whipping in fucking crosses. Richie, who thankfully had an off day with crossing, but he was just crossing all day long. And I thought to myself, you know, our defenders, not so much Socrates, but Mustafi, who I'm going to get to in a second, isn't necessarily the best when it comes to reading crosses on the ball. I think Socrates is better than Mustafi, though, in terms of that aspect of his game. And let's talk about Socrates. I thought Socrates, I said it in my preview, I wanted to see an imposing performance from him. I wanted to see a great performance from him. And I feel like we got that. To be fair to Mustafi, I thought in the first half, him and Socrates did really well. There was one where all I can describe it as, there's two things Mustafi did, which I'll mark him down for when it comes to tomorrow's player ratings. One of them was, I don't know what the fuck this guy was trying to do. The ball came in towards him, and I guess he just was caught in two minds. I don't think he wanted to header the ball, but then he kind of slid at it. I mean, everyone who makes this kind of... anyone who makes this kind of Mustafi always goes to ground jokes. I mean, that did nothing to help his case. The ball was in the air, and this motherfucker sliding along the floor. And you're like, what are you doing, bruh? But I'll come back to him because he'd made one more mistake and that led him to the goal. That led him to their goal, I should say. So yeah, so then that was that. But yeah, I thought in large parts we just weren't really inventive enough. But then fair play to Emre. He made some substitutions at halftime. One of them was Torreira. And Torreira gave us that lift that we needed. The one thing I will say about Emre, who, and I know a lot of people have made this point, but I think it is worth emphasising, is one of the biggest criticisms of Arsene Wenger is his reluctance of seeing something going wrong and not trying to do something as early as possible to fix it. Whereas with Emre, My frustration with him is he's not making any changes at the start of the game. But the one thing I will say for him is when he sees that it's not working at half time, it don't matter how early it is, he will do something about it. And as soon as Torreira came on, it was visibly clear, even for Emre, surely, to see how much of a difference this kid makes to our team. Because as soon as he came on, his midfield partner, who I thought was doing okay up until then, right, just burst into life. And to be honest with you, Xhaka was probably the best player on the pitch. You could argue it was Socrates, and I won't hate on you. I thought Socrates had a fantastic game. You could argue it was Torreira, because Torreira was the spark that lifted the entire team. But for me, I actually thought it was Xhaka. Fair play, I've been hyper critical of this kid since he came to the club. But I've also said on many occasions, I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. Because I see something. I don't know what it is, but I see something in this guy. Maybe, just maybe, there's a player there. And boy, did we see a player there. What the fuck kind of free kick was that? That was an amazing free kick that started off our goal. Our first goal, probably about 25 yards out. My man hit it towards the left corner. I think the commentators, which on the feed I was watching, were harsh as fuck, saying that, oh, you know, maybe the goalkeeper could have done better. And in my opinion, I was like, hey? What kind of harsh bullshit is that? Did you see where that ball went? Just because he got his hands on it, I guess, maybe the argument is, well, he should have got a stronger hand onto it. But to me, if I am that guy's coach, the goalkeeping coach, I'm not chastising him for that. I mean, fucking hell, what do you want the kid to do? It was an excellent, excellent goal. And then Lacazette, who I thought had a quieter game than he did against Cardiff, but I actually thought was still causing problems. Still causing problems. He had a couple of good efforts in the first half. And in the second half, I think he started to up his nuisance factor. There was a ball that came in, I think it was from Bellerin, who I also thought was all right today. Ball that came in and he hit a shot that was blocked. It came to Ozil, fair fucking play to Ozil, because about 3 players went to ground in an effort to block Lacazette's shot. So Ozil said, fuck this, and just steered it the other way with his left foot. It was a pretty good goal. I'm not doing it enough justice. It wasn't the easiest finish, even if you're measured. So it was a really good goal. So it was 2-0. And to be honest with you, we were controlling the second half until that timer clicked to about 90 minutes. Then all of a sudden, Newcastle decided they're going to kick ball. Because then here's the goal. The ball came in. Like I said, they've been causing problems across this all day. The ball came in, right? And we had let them off. Sorry, they had let us off a couple of times from crosses, right? And not capitalising on it. A ball came in. Arguably, Monreal probably should have done better on the left-hand side to stop it coming in. Ball came in from the left-hand side. I'm thinking to myself, somebody claim this. Somebody claim this. Mustafi is nowhere near where, I think it's Clark who scored the goal. My man is facing the goal. Imagine I'm Mustafi and I'm facing you guys. I'm facing the goal. Clark ain't there. He's not in front of me. My man's to my left. So why am I facing the goal? And he's a good 5 yards to my left. And he's trying to jump after the ball. Still facing the goal. He's not even watching the ball. Bruh. This is why I'm not sure when it comes to Mustafi. I'm not sure, bruh. I'm not sure. And people want to slate him and say, oh, well, you know. And people will still say he weren't that bad in this game. But him and Ramsey, I thought Ramsey was just another reason why I would not have started him today. I think with Aaron, I'm starting to lose faith. There's a lot of stories recently that he wants to go to AC Milan. You're not, as Top said on Twitter today, he is not worth the contract that he is trying to get. Not with performances like that. So, that's the only sour note I'd put on it. But, you know, the most important thing, as I think we all said at the very start of today, is 3 points. You know, for Arsenal, they are just doing their thing quietly. And that's what I like, just going about our business quietly. Until someone realises, oh shit, Arsenal in the top 4. That's what I'm hoping. Just to go about our business quietly until somebody realises we're in the top 4. Because we always play our best football when nobody's watching us. And don't get it twisted, people. This ain't our best football. Defensively, we just can't seem to get a clean sheet. We are Santa Claus when it comes to teams who are having low in confidence in scoring goals and things like that. We proved that against Cardiff. We're proving that against Newcastle. But give credit where credit is due. Last season, I don't think we would have won any of those games. We've won both of them. Emre already has a better record than Wenger did in his last season of Arsenal. Now let's push forward. We've got Everton next up. Sorry, no, tell a lie. We've got Europa League next up. And then we got Everton. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Who's your man in the match? If it ain't Xhaka, who is it? I feel like it's Xhaka. Fair play. He really stepped up today and led from the front today. That's what I really like. Particularly in the second half. I think he really upped his level. And surely it is undeniable. Sorry, I should stop saying surely. It's really pissing me off. It must be undeniable that Torreira plays. Come on. Not plays, sorry, starts. Come on. Anyway, guys, you leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, absolutely drop kick the shit out of that like button. You know, I appreciate every time you guys do that. All right, motherfuckers, I'm out of here. I've got some work to do. Take care. Deuces.